Hey everyone, I don't know if you can see me, but maybe you can. I'm filming this, as you can probably see, through my camcorder because my batteries and my digital camera are dead. But I'm going to give you my thoughts on TNA Impact, as far as I can see it. Now, I made a promise that I wasn't going to watch Impact for a couple weeks. Doesn't mean I'm not going to download it and then put it onto DVD. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. There's no doubt about it. I'm going to do that. But here's the thing. After reading the spoilers and then watching the recent YouTube clips of the show of tonight, if TNA couldn't get more predictable, I don't know what TNA cannot do. I mean, here's the thing. Here's what's different, I should say, from when people report the spoilers, report what they see at a taping of a show that's going to be aired a few days later, to what's shown on that very day. Here's what's crazy about it. What the spoilers don't tell you is what's shown in between the matches. Yeah, it's what's shown in between the matches. Let me explain. Basically, we start off Impact not in the ring, but we start off Impact with Eric Bischoff confronting TNA's and Dixie Carter's attorney, Gary Blake. That's right. Outside of the Impact Zone. So, here's what happens. Basically, the attorney's going in to see Dixie, but Eric won't let him in. And then the attorney tells Eric that everything Dixie has signed was under false persecution or whatever it was. Basically everything she signed, all the contracts that Eric handed her, were not the contracts that the attorney had sent. That's right, something like that. You'd have to check it out on the YT, but you'll get what I'm saying. But basically, the attorney did not, the contracts that Eric had Dixie sign were not the contracts the attorney had originally sent, including the one this past week. Now, Bischoff tries to act all smug and cocky, saying, hey, fine, you want to say that, fine. Try taking it up in court for the next 5 to 6 years and see where it gets you. Basically, Eric's trying to say, hey, it doesn't matter what you say. What she signed is what she signed, and there's nothing you can do about it. And so he tells the lawyer to leave because he's trespassing on his property for the night and his show. Okay. Here's what I've learned about wrestling, storyline-wise. When you involve a lawyer that represents the babyface company, either it's a non-wrestling babyface or not, when you have the lawyer make an appearance, the attorney, you know exactly what the hell is going to happen. You know exactly what's going to happen, and I'll explain that. Because here's what else goes on. Another clip they show is in the back where Dixie is confronting Eric and Hulk. And Hulk basically comes out and says, yes, I lied to you. I screwed you. And basically states that, and basically tells her that, hey, this is now my company, and you're out of here. It's no longer yours, it's mine. Now Dixie says it's over her dead body that they're going to get away with this. Over her dead body. She calls, and this is what really got a lot of people liking her, she calls Eric Bischoff a smug shit. She does. So anyway, what happens is Dixie gets escorted out of out of the building by the two security guys, that Magnus and that Gunner and that Magnus guy, whatever. They escort her out, and they punch her husband who's trying to stop them. Knock him out. So basically, what everybody predicted with that paperwork Dixie signed last Thursday is true. It was a paperwork signing over the company. But here is the situation. Here's the thing. Again, when you involve a lawyer and legalness into a storyline like this, then you know right off the bat, then you know exactly what's going to happen. You know exactly what's going to happen. And what's going to happen is Dixie's going to get her company back, storyline-wise. She's going to get her company back. I mean, Hulk basically tells her, hey, you promised me I'd be the happiest guy in the world. And that everybody I've worked with, I've called. Basically what Hulk was telling her in that one scene is that all the guys that I promised, like from the Nasties to the Beefcakes to the Morleys and whatever, basically Hulk's telling Dixie in his own way, I promised they would, basically he's telling Dixie in his own heelish way, I promised these guys they would have a job in TNA. There you go. And now Eric's saying that it's not about, it's about, and then Eric says in the opening promo of the night in the ring that it's about making money. That while they're kicking ass, taking names, it's about making money, whatever. But again, you combine that, ladies and gentlemen, with adding in the attorneys in the Dixie Carter and TNA's attorney Gary Blake, and then you add in the fact that Dixie Carter says you're not going to get away with this. What does that tell you? It tells you this whole thing's already doomed from the start. It already tells you that if they're doing this, whoever's writing it, Vince Russo or whoever's helping him, already knows that they need to end this before it gets started because people ain't going to stand for it. I guarantee you that if they keep this storyline up, fans are not going to want to come to the Impact Zone. Fans are not going to want to come to house shows. Because it's the same old shit over and over again. You need to change it up. You need to change it up. And you know, some people at certain wrestling sites in the message boards have said, give it a chance. It may work out. Maybe it will. Maybe it will work out if they do the right thing and don't always make this faction, this, I guess as some people have called it, and I said this in another video, this NWE seems so dominant. It'll only work if they don't make this group dominant. If they don't make this group dominant and they kind of equal it out, then things will be fine. Things will be fine. And I'm going to guarantee you this. I don't know when Turning Point is next month. I'm pretty sure it's around the first or second Sunday of the month. But when you look at how things are being played out, I would not be surprised. Now, I could be wrong, but I would not be surprised if Dixie Carter returns at Turning Point with her lawyer and all the contracts that Eric Bischoff made her sign, that he and Hogan made her sign, become null and void. I will not be surprised by that. And you know why? Because if you want to equal this out, if you want to make everything, if you don't want to repeat history, basically, if you don't want to repeat and rehash what has happened in the past like you're currently doing, then this is how you turn it around. This is how you turn it around. And I hate to say it. I hate to say it because I know a lot of people are not going to like what I'm going to say. But don't be surprised, and I'm honestly saying this, don't be surprised if Dixie Carter puts Hulk Hogan in a match against Sting or Rob Van Dam at the last pay-per-view of the year.